So, ICC prosecutor Fatou Bensouda, thank you so much for joining us. Now, the United States has put sanctions on you personally and your staff regarding your investigation in Afghanistan. How much is this changing the work that you're having to do?
We express profound regrets at the announcement of these further threats and these unprecedented coercive actions, including threat of financial measures against the court and the officials of the court by the government of the United States, not least given that country's longstanding contribution to the field of international criminal justice. Afghanistan has recently requested the office to defer to investigations that it says it is conducting. So my office is currently closely evaluating this information provided by the Afghan authorities, as is our obligation under the Rome Statute. And that process will take time, the time that is required to arrive at an informed assessment by my office.
You are unable to go to the United States under these measures and the rest of your team. Would you invite the US authorities, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, Donald Trump himself perhaps, to come to the International Criminal Court?
I cannot travel to the US with the only exception of UN-related business, which is guaranteed under the UN Headquarters Agreement. I do not really need to have any direct meeting with them. We are doing our work. The Rome Statute is very clear. I believe that there are very, very competent international lawyers in the US to know the kind of engagement that is required when these cases do take place. And we are just continuing to do our work. But as I said, always open to engage and always open to talk.
Are your staff afraid of what's happening and the sanctions that are being put on them?
There are attacks that we know, unfortunately, comes with the territory of what we are doing. And we have to always find a way to see how we confront them. It shouldn't mean that we should halt our investigations or stop our investigations and not be able to do that. Far from it.
One of the questions is about the potential for investigations into Palestine. How complicated have these sanctions and the threat of future sanctions potentially, how complicated does that make any investigation in the Palestinian territories?
It is no secret that the administrations in the United States and the State of Israel are coordinating their reactions and their policies towards the court. And both is with a view to achieve set goals, which appear to be aligned and connected with the two situations currently before the court. It is part of the public record, actually. During the preliminary examination phase, we regularly interacted with Israeli representatives, as we did with the Palestinians. And that process was helpful to our independent and impartial assessment of the legal criteria. Let me repeat again. The court is a non-political body, and it acts strictly within the legal framework and the jurisdictional competence that is bestowed upon it by the Rome Statute.